Yeah, I wish I'd known we were going to do it. Welcome to the maiden voyage of the Art of Spooning podcast. I'm Michael Gardiner. My partner over there is the foodie whisperer himself, Sheen Fischer.
Just so we're clear, the Art of Spooning, I had nothing to do with that name.
Methinks the lady doth protest a bit too much.
Yeah, well, I had nothing to do with that name.
All right. Well, sitting between Sheen and I is someone you probably already recognize. Does not need an introduction. Brian Malarkey. You might know him from his long run
street cooking. So the fact that I got to beat Ludo, that was
that's
street
pretty,
cred, right?
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, Ludo Lefevre is among the best French chefs working in America, and his character is mercurial.
Don't use big words with me. I'm just a chef here. I just want to take it back a second real quick here. So the Art of Spooning, the one that should be most nervous about the Art of Spooning title is the guy in the middle.
No, you get to serve us.
Okay. I was like, hey,
Michael,
come on in.
Michael has an answer to that, actually. Spooning leads to...
Forking.
Yeah, which does
Again,
not make
I'm in the
anything
middle.
any better, right?
Well, but it was the other way around. Forking led to spooning. Since my previous podcast was called All Forked Up. Forking led to spooning.
This is getting wild.
Yeah, it's something about utensils with this guy.
You should just being in the middle. You should be very glad that it wasn't a knife joke.
True. A little Julius Caesar for us there. Back to subject. We're talking about cooking on TV and stuff.
Cooking on TV, but want to introduce your current restaurants. Our Urban Wood is absolutely fantastic. Both Sheen and I have reviewed it. Been there a number of times. What else do you have today?
Thank you both very much for your reviews. Some of the most pleasant. Sheen's was one of the most pleasant reviews I've ever read, and just very nice and detailed, and showed me that he really was committed to the food and the story, and he got the whole package. Yours, I just read for pure entertainment, Michael. I wish we could show the excerpt of this right here. So you kind of like, I love it. Called me out. You did this. You opened these restaurants, and you had some failed restaurants, and you got back up. You dusted yourself off, and then you kind of really regrouped and got the team back together, and you put together just the best package.
When the chef owner puts your review up in the restaurant. So where did you put mine?
I love that this is a setup question. So if you do want to read Michael's review of my restaurant, you can go into the restroom, and it's right above the urinal.
Naturally.
I absolutely love that.
Yeah. So it was talking about Mark Wahlberg's large member and like pulling it out and looking at himself in the mirror and saying, "This is me. This is who I am. Why did I ever pretend?"
Yeah. And look, I wrote that.
You have a twisted mind, my friend.
I do. I do. I confess to that. But what I meant by that was obviously a little bit of humor. But the fact is that what I love about Urban Wood is your food there absolutely captures what you do with food. I mean, if somebody has your cookbook and looks at it, and you were dealing with a lot of different restaurants in your whole fabric of social dining there, going through each one of them. But if you look at what ties all of those dishes together, you can go to Urban Wood and you can taste that.
I give a ton of credit to Shane McIntyre and to our amazing sous chefs and the Patrick, who unfortunately is leaving us right now and moving to Austin. Austin will be better for that. But it's an incredible team, and we did. Shane helped me open all those. Shane McIntyre, arguably the best or one of the best chefs in all of San Diego, is my partner in this restaurant, so my life is pretty easy. But what it is Shane and I opened all those restaurants. We opened Seersucker, we opened Burlap, we opened Gingham and Gabardine and Herringbone. And we kept playing with things and trying different things and putting different things out there. And then, there's a great success story. Hakkasan takes it to the next level. They're opening Herringbone Waikiki, Herringbone Cabo. We've got restaurants in Vegas and L.A. So Shane and I, when it was time for us to kind of regroup and do it again, we really wanted to ask ourselves, like, what kind of food is it that really represents us and who we stand for? And the eating trips that we went on were epic. You know, we went through Portland, Oregon, Austin, Texas, Los Angeles, and we really got to the gist of it and realized that we just wanted really good, clean food with the essence of wood fire, you know? So it is amazing, and we learned to work with a lot of acid.
Yep.
A lot of bright vinegars and acids and citrus and herbs, and just really fresh and really clean, and really let the food speak for itself.
Which, by the way, I think the acid is really what is making your dishes right now.
Yeah.
Let's back up a little bit. So
on that real quick, I want to give credit to somebody who. So Shane and I on this epic eat trip, we typically would pigeon ourselves into put ourselves into wood fire restaurants and that kind of thing, like Ox in Portland, Oregon. Just incredible,
God, I love that
you
place.
know, right? But we'd really sometimes we get off the beaten path and be kind of over that. And one time we were up in L.A. and we went to Night Market, and I cannot recall the chef's name of Night Market. But it's the family Thai restaurant that the son took over, and he took it in kind of a maverick Thai direction. We're eating in there, and our faces are exploding, and we're like, this is like the most amazing food I've ever had in my entire life. Hashtag go check out Night Market in L.A. But we're eating this, and we're like, what is this? You know, it's a braised pork shank. You know, obviously you're using a lot of Asian flavors and soys and misos and yuzus and all these things. But it was the acid. It was just the acid that he had just taken it to a whole new level.
Oh, yeah.
And it was incredible. And we were like, we've got to take that, you know, take that idea.
makes it pop.
I also want to bring you back to Ox, because that was, in many ways, it's interesting you said that, because I was up there with Todd Sturtz, who's lived here for a while, big foodie in the community here, and I saw that place as a cross between Urban Wood and Trust.
You know, and I take that into the another direction here. Also, you just brought up one of my other favorite restaurants in town, and the chef Shane McIntyre and the amazing chef, his name eludes me right now. Brad Wise, the amazing chef at Campfire.
Yep,
these guys are on the next level right now. All right, these three right there, those are my three favorite restaurants in town, and you know. I would be an asshole if I said, yes, Urban Wood is one of the best restaurants in town if I was helming the stove every single day. But I'm not. I just guide and give opinions and guidance, and I'm more, you know, kind of standing watching it and observing it and kind of helping her along the way. But these chefs on these restaurants, these three chefs are really taking the food scene by storm here in San Diego. Campfire, Trust, and Urban Wood.
Yeah. Well,
would you say, you know, talking about your role in the restaurant, did you rediscover some passion? You know, when I ate your restaurant, you were working every table, you had your smile on, but you were sincerely interested. You weren't just stopping at the top of the table going, hey, how's everything? You were stopping at the table talking to people. Is that something that you felt you got away from and now you have rediscovered, you know, reignited something? Or
you know, opening all the restaurants so fast was fun. You know, you're always in the press. You're always, you know, I mean, it's always a party. The staff's fresh. Everyone's great. And then I kind of, you know, I enjoyed that and it was great. But when we did Urban Wood, I started thinking, I was like, you know what? I want to know my dishwashers' names. I want to know the line cooks' names, and I want to spend time in here, and I want to get to know the place, and I want to feel it, and you know, and be super proud of everything from the service to the food to the music to the touch. My partner Chris Puffer, there's three of us: Shane McIntyre, Chris Puffer, and I. He designed the restaurant, first-time restaurant designer, and he didn't just immediately say, I'm going to design the restaurant. It was after we kept interviewing people and we kept telling them our idea, and they're like, no, we could do this. We're like, no, we could do this. And one day we're like, Puffer's like, just let me do it. And I mean, it's won design awards and everything like that. So we take pride in every single little step of that whole place. And when I'm not home, there's no place I'd rather be than at Urban Wood and Urban Eatery. It's just got such a great vibe and a great feel, and it's family, and everyone's happy and healthy and knock on hard wood.
What do you see your role at Urban Wood as being?
I don't know. That's a tough one. You know, I have ideas. I got to go eat and travel and do stuff. And I'm like, Shane, what if we did this? Man, I got to have this sea urchin pizza, man. I've been dying for this. And so Shane will go in there. We'll give a little details, tweak it out. I'm definitely more owner, restaurant.
Sea urchin pizza.
Oh my God, it's amazing. We're putting it back on real soon. It's incredible.
Are you going to take back what you said the other day?
As long as there's no pineapple on it, I think I'll be okay with it. How does the sea urchin not get lost in the pizza? It must be a white pizza.
Yeah, it's actually just an olive oil pizza. So it's olive oil, and then you have a little olive oil, a little burrata, and then we do trout roe to really brighten it up.
Oh,
it's got some nice acid on it and herbs, and it pops. It's
I can see that, but too much acid, I think you're going to wash out that uni.
Oh
right?
No, I love sea urchin.
But a little bit of acid will pair with.
Oh no, I love it. It's my favorite thing in the world. I just think that. Let's be honest. We're San Diego. We got a lot of sea urchin. People are trying to find unique and inventive ways of
the Japanese
using
come
it, and
here
doesn't always work
for their sea urchin.
Yeah.
Well, there's no better sea urchin than what Tommy gets at Catalina here. And I live in Point Loma, and I know where it is, you guys. I'm coming to get it myself.
Well, so the first time I interviewed Tommy, he has the guy that coddles the sea urchins every morning take me in, and guy starts picking up. He goes, "Ooh, these are a little stressed this morning." I'm like, you got a good sea urchin guy when they can pick up a sea urchin and go, basically, this baby's a little stressed this morning.
Wow.
I refer to it as Wagyu sea urchin.
Yeah, it's good.
No,
although that's that's a double entendre, I guess, in a lot of ways. But talk about Urban Eatery. I know there's a lot of stuff going on. We're supposed to be going to a thing next Wednesday. Did you revamp the menu? What's going on over there?
So what kind of went down was when Puffer and I were kind of looking for a building. Right, we were cruising around. And we went downtown to the Gas Lamp. We went over to the police headquarters in East Village and La Jolla and the Hills, and we checked everything out. And we were driving around, and I looked at this building, and I was like, one, it's right next to Richard Blaze, and it's nice to gather together to build some good hype. And I'm like, that's the building I've always wanted to open a restaurant in. And it was I can't even remember the name of it. It was the furniture store, the high-end furniture store, absolutely beautiful. And we went in and started talking to the owners, got to know them, and they actually wanted to move back to Louisiana with their kids and stuff. They wanted them to see the grandparents.
Why would anyone want to go to Louisiana?
Hey, watch it there.
Is that where you're from?
That's where I'm from.
What part?
Houma, Louisiana. It's about 50 miles southwest of New Orleans.
All right.
So we're way down.
New Orleans is going crazy. I got to get down there and eat some food right now.
Oh, me too.
So anyway, we walked into this building. And we're like, oh my gosh, we have to get this, and we got it. And all of a sudden, Puffer and I are like, oh my gosh, we saw urban wood. Like, that's easy. That's what we do. We saw urban wood. We saw where the kitchen was, the bathroom. We had it all figured out. We're like, what do we do with this front part, right? And it wasn't like we were into making markets and kind of fast casual sort of thing, although Green Acre and Farm of the Seahorse are a little bit like that. But we're like, this is going to be our market. And so we started like formulating and figuring it out. And right now, Urban Eatery is, I firmly believe, also one of the best breakfast and lunch places in town. Absolutely incredible. We have
love it.
Amazing eggs, and we bake all of our bread in-house.
The croissant.
The croissant. Adrian Mendoza is our pastry chef. He's on the next level. This croissant, I have these nice little French ladies that come in every single week going, this is better than at home, We had Tyrion Lannister used to come in every week.
Nice.
Yes. He was in town. His wife was directing a play in town. So I was like, oh my gosh, Tyrion Lannister's here. But he's gone back to New York, everybody. Don't flock to Urban Eatery looking for him.
But you can flock to Urban Eatery. You're not going to turn that
still
down.
Must flock to Urban Eatery. Brad Pitt was seen there this morning.
No, it was actually Brian wearing a Brad Pitt outfit.
It might be. But Urban Eatery is just the cutest cafe, grocery market. You can buy your beer, buy your wine, get food to go, get food to stay. Big bowls of salad. Everything's just super fresh, and it's so great and so casual. And people come in and they camp out and play. We have board games upstairs. We open the gallery. We have the largest private dining room right now. We have a private dining room that seats over 100 people.
Yep.
Wow. And that's our gallery. So Urban Wood, Urban Eatery, Urban Gallery. We have 16,000 square feet down there. So it's a mini city. And it's really starting to bring the community together. The market's ahead of its time for the area. There's nobody that lives in that area. There's like one apartment building.
Yeah.
Oh, they're all coming.
Yeah,
I can see them coming.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a destination, and so night wasn't going. Nobody wants to eat a sandwich at nighttime, and the salads weren't, they weren't selling at night. So what we've done there is we actually are just selling the wood-fired pizzas from Urban Wood up in the market, and we're calling it our pizza parlor.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's an Urban Eatery pizza parlor every night. You go grab a beer off the shelf, get a couple cold glasses, wine, whatever. You got about 6 pizzas, a couple specials of the day, a couple salads of the day, and that's it. Real high and tight. Little inspiration from our good friends up in Encinitas with Blue Ribbon Pizza.
Yep.
Pizza, salad, dessert. That's what you got. Yeah.
So, I mean, a lot of this is really an extension of what you were trying to do before with the fabric of social dining, right? That was really your concept, is you wanted people to come in and just have this big social experience with great food and chill out and relax and whatever. And now it feels like it's kind of coming together. I mean, you got 2 somewhat disparate concepts, right? You got the fine dining, Urban Wood. You got the Urban Eatery, which is kind of a casual market. But between the 2 of them, you've kind of created a little monolith over there.
Back in my early culinary days, I started in the Pacific Northwest and L.A., and then I wound up in Minneapolis for a while. And,
did you?
Yeah, Minneapolis has an incredible food scene, but there was this restaurant out there called the Loring Cafe. And anybody from Minneapolis is like, yes. And it was this village. It wasn't just like you're going to work. You're going to hang out with the coolest people in town, your best friends. And it was just these people all coming together. And it was this huge restaurant, sprawling restaurant with different areas and different seats. And at night, the guy would be on the saxophone, sit up in the rafters and stuff. And it was just this magical place. And I've always wanted to replicate that, for the line cooks coming up, the servers, the bartenders, everybody's friends, and they're cool, and they hang out, and they have a good time. And most importantly, we are there to entertain and have fun and throw a party for our guests.
Nice.
All right. Well, Kurt Metzger, commented that he misses San Diego. Kurt, San Diego misses you.
Where did Kurt go?
Kurt's up in Orange County.
Oh, nice.
Kurt, I'm forgetting the
Mixtures. Thank you for the name of the furniture store.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Kurt, I'm forgetting the name of your restaurant up there. If you want to pop it on there, we'll give it a shout out. I'll let you know when it does.
Oh, this is so fun. This is my first podcast world, I want you to know. And my good friend Jack Mancino just joined. He's the foie gras man. Jack, nice to see you're in on this. Jack used to be a sous chef and a chef with me, and we have a long, wonderful history.
Where?
Oh, my gosh. Jack Mancino and I go way back to the Ocean Air days,
yeah, that's
right?
what I figured. Yeah.
He came over from Buca di Beppo, which was a sister restaurant to Ocean Air back in the day. And he came over, and things were great, and he was a great sous chef. We had a lot of fun, and this is a great story. It could lead us into...
Thomas Hill Organics up in Paso Robles.
Nice.
That's where.
All right, everybody go to Thomas Hill's Organics in Paso Robles.
Well, first off, Paso Robles is a great town. It's a absolutely fantastic wine region, but it's also become one of the top foodie destinations in the Central Coast.
Very nice, very nice. Congratulations, Kurt.
Yeah.
All right, back to this is going to lead us into our next little segment right here. But so Jack went back to be the chef partner of Buca, and we were like, "What are you doing, man? You can't leave this great seafood restaurant to go back and start tossing pasta again." And so it was around Halloween time. And so we called our good friends from Specialty Produce right here, and we said, "What's the biggest pumpkin you've got?" And they were like, "Oh my God, we have this like 250-pound pumpkin. We don't know what to do with it." I was like, "Bring it to me." And they brought it to the Ocean Air right before pre-shift one day, pulled it up into the truck. All the staff went out there and signed it, and a lot of it was not appropriate stuff. And signed this pumpkin for Jack Mancino. We drove by the front of Buca di Beppo. We put it on a cart, ran it into his kitchen, and dumped it in the middle of his kitchen. And took the cart and ran, because there was no way he was going to be able to pick it up and move it. So I think they had to go through service with a giant pumpkin in the middle of their kitchen. That's fantastic.
That's great. So, with that in mind, let's talk a bit about the specialty produce vegetable of the week. Every show, every segment, we are going to do a specific vegetable that I go before the show and pull from the organic cooler and specialty produce. We're recording in the Specialty Produce Network space, which is within the Specialty Produce building. And today I pulled this sweet little pie pumpkin. So what would you do with it?
Cute little pie pumpkin. My old self would have taken it, peeled it, roasted it, and made just a nice little pumpkin soup out of it. You know, be it using cream or coconut milk or whatever, or a curried potato.
Yeah.
I mean, a curried pumpkin is always amazing. A lot of good flavors there. But my new me is over my blender. I used to live by my blender, and I realized a lot of chefs use the blender as a crutch, I think, and everything goes in the blender.
Yeah.
I'm tired of baby food. I'm tired of puree and everything. I'm tired of all of it, the backward spoon and the whole thing going on. So the new me would actually I would just chop it up, and I would put it, because I'm very fortunate at Urban Wood, we have a wood fire grill.
Yeah, you do.
And a wood fire oven. The flavor and the caramelization you get from that, and the textures and the smoke, everything you get from that wood fire is so intense and so amazing. So I would leave the skin on it. I would season it up with olive oil, salt, and I would just char it. I would burn it. I watched Chef's Table, the Francis Millman one.
Oh, yeah, that was...
and life changed. I was like, we burn stuff.
Yeah.
Burning is good. We cavemen.
Yeah.
You know?
Burning is good. All right. So what's the acid that you're going to dress that with?
It's you can ask yourself if you want to go Asian, you want to go Italian, we want to go kind of French on it. On a pumpkin, I think maybe a sherry vinegar would be really bright on it. Some nice big shallots, some big, kind of you add a few things like that. It's kind of fun to take the pepitos or the pumpkin seeds or some sort of that and add your textural change to it. I would think like a little bit of a frisee or a bitter burnt endive would be really good with this.
That would be fantastic.
And, even at Urban Wood now, we only have one leaf green salad. In the market, Urban Eatery, there's a great variety of big leafy greens. But I think at dinner time, the big salad is not really the thing. So Shane has this way of making these amazing, like light vegetable enhancements, we'll call them, and not salads. Yeah. And we have a huge vegetable section on the menu down there, and it's just very subtle touches, but big, bright flavors, You can go with, I don't know if I would do a citrus on that. I don't know. I would stick to a kind of a heavier
Balsamic too mundane.
I think balsamic, maybe a white balsamic.
I was thinking white balsamic.
Yeah. Maybe a white balsamic. I think you want it to be nice and robust. Yeah.
What would you do with it? Where would you go for it? I know where I'd go for it. Dave and Waite, Wrench and Rodent. When I met him, just a couple of weeks after he
I'm a huge fan. I love him too.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you know, fall is his season. I mean, if there's anything,
I don't think there's a season that isn't his.
I think he's on that short list of my favorite chefs in San Diego.
Fall is his season.
Absolutely.
If you ever want to see the best of what he's got, you got to go in the fall. And so one of the very first things I had, maybe the second trip I was there, which was still probably the first day I showed up, he broke out this pumpkin soup, and I'm just like, first of all, pumpkin soup. It's 4 or 5 years ago. Not everybody was doing it then. And it kind of blew me away. And to this day, when fall rolls around, we go running back in there for his pumpkin soup. Nice. So that's what I would do.
What's the touch?
It's curried, first of all. He's got, even though, you can't see the Indian in him. No, he has no Indian in him.
He's English, so we don't know about that for sure.
His dad taught him how to cook with curry. So he grew up kind of like some of us grew up cooking scrambled eggs. That's what I grew up cooking. Yeah. He grew up cooking curries. So curries, cream, and then the Dave and Magic. I mean, how do you look at the stuff that he's got on his cutting board and it ends up like this? Yeah, basically, right? Yeah. So very, very good stuff. That's what you do.
I pulled this because we're going to be using it on Thursday. We're recording this the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, and I've got a vegan niece, which means that I've got to do a vegan main along with the turkey, and so I'm going to be doing a brown and white rice stuffing, probably with an ingredient that we're going to see in a little bit in the second segment.
Oh, nice!
In there, and just stuff it and treat it like that's the turkey. I'm going to do almost exactly what you said. I'm going to rub it with olive oil, season the heck out of out of the inside liberally. And then serve it that way. I was going to be, for my acid, I was going to be going straight with lemon. Yeah. I just want to,
you can never, ever go wrong with lemon. Yeah. You use the zest, you use the segments, you use the juice, everything. So
yeah. I'm a huge, my discovery, my kitchen discovery of the second half of this year has been lemon zest. I've obviously used it all along, but I was like, oh wow, I found religion. I just love that
you
stuff.
get that pure essence without all the acid.
Yeah.
With the zest.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Well, the frisé thing kind of.
I love that. I love that idea.
Well, right, because what you're doing is you're actually transitioning from the bitterness of the smoke.
Yeah.
You're transitioning that now into a leafy green, and kind of the bitterness of that frisé is causing that transition. Right?
Oh yeah.
What I'm thinking of
I just thought
doing
the pomegranate would be amazing with that.
yeah.
too.
pomegranate.
Yeah, really
Oh, yeah, just the pomegranate's gorgeous. Yeah. But I'm using your idea of the frisé or endive or curly endive or something like that. I'm going to burn that and pop that on top as a garnish.
Nice. Yes.
Yeah. Blow torches for all.
Let's talk turkey. What are you doing for your turkey this year?
Oh, I'm going to smoke it.
Nice. I'm smoking my turkey too.
Yeah?
It's evolutionary. I did it last year, and I was like, why did I not do this?
How do you fit it in the pipe?
It's a big pipe. So I take my grill. I have an electric grill. Decor, thank you very much. I have an electric grill, and what I do is I take some firewood. We have this amazing white oak that we get from East County, Hamul, and stuff like that we use at Urban Wood. And I get it burning, and then I transfer it onto like a little small sheet tray, and I get the smoke, and I just turn my grill into a smoker. And, and last year what I did, and I'm going to do it as soon as I leave here, is I take my turkey off the bone. I split the chest, take it, keep the leg bones in, take the breast out, and then I brine it for a couple days, air dry it. I'm going to run out of time here pretty soon. Should have done it yesterday or the day before. Air dry it so I get it really dry, and then smoke it, and it cooked in like 2 hours, and just the smoke just billowing. It changed the texture of the turkey. It made it so moist and so great. And then I do it exactly like we do with the chicken at Urban Wood. We do it like that. We pound the chicken at Urban Wood so it cooks really fast because I hate pre-cooked anything. And we just do a really bright, herbaceous, like tarragon chimichurri with a lot of like capers. It's a salsa verde. Right, and so I just rub it all over when it's done, and that's what I'm going to do with the turkey. That's what I did last year, and I've been just so excited to do it again this year.
How do you handle the skin? The skin gets a little tough when you smoke it. How do you crisp it up?
The skin, what I did was I smoked it the whole time on the flesh side with the skin side up, right? And then at the last, for the last 5 minutes, I took it off. I turned the grill on high as I could. I flipped it back on there, and then I put the sheet tray on top of it, and I put a bunch of weight on it, and it just got
nice crisp up.
perfect. Because it was so dried out at that point, it was just begging to get crispy, and it was just crunchy, and it just looked so nice. But this year now I'm expanding I'm going to smoke a leg of lamb also.
Oh, nice.
And a pork shoulder. So it's going to be a crowded little grill in there. But I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm going to spatchcock it. I'm going to.
What'd you just say?
Spatchcock.
Spooning, forking, spatchcocking. Here we go.
He said cock.
I don't know what spatchcock is.
No, it's just basically what you said, spreading it out. When you take the bird.
So I'm going to go spatchcock my bird after this?
You are.
Whoa.
And brine it and smoke it. I'm going to go over apple. And
do you have a smoker?
I have a smoker.
Okay.
And then I basically use my Weber to keep prepping coals to put in there.
Oh,
so
perfect.
I'm going to have some nice, really hot coals, and at the end, I'm just going to take the bird, skin side down, exactly the way you were describing it. Just get that all nice and crisp.
Oh, so good.
Yeah. That's good.
And
no turkey for me.
No turkey for you?
Well, we will eat turkey. My wife's family gets together. Everybody brings something. My job is to bring the lobster bisque. I have a great.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah,
never a bad idea.
It's a great. It's a lot of butter, a lot of cream, and then my little key elements are Hungarian paprika, got a little smoky flavor, and then I've got some ground piquillo pepper that Patrick Ponsati gave me, and I ration that out very carefully, but. Those two things give it just a little bit of spice and smoke and pop, and we're off to the races.
All right, guys. Well, this is a great first episode for the Art of Spooning, and stay tuned. And we'll be coming back with episode 2, part 2 of Talkin' Malarkey.
Talkin' Malarkey, talking turkey.
Talkin' Turkey.